The Physiology of Return, the Spontaneity of Debris. In this moment, as silence enshrouds all things, and before our features vanish within the clamor of algorithms, we open a door for dialogue, not with the machine, but with the very essence of existence. Have you ever contemplated the secret of that sensation that overcomes you when you gaze into the vastness of space? That feeling is not merely admiration for the beauty of stars. It is the yearning of matter for its origin. We are not strangers to this universe, nor are we burdensome guests. We are quite simply the part that has come to possess an eye to see and a mind to wonder. The claim that we are merely a biological error is the greatest deception the material model has attempted to market to us, aiming to make us feel insignificant and nihilistic, thereby easing our subjugation to engineered systems that claim to hold the solutions and alternatives. The truth is that we are a purely spontaneous cosmic product, the inevitable outcome of billions of years of interactions that aim for nothing other than to express themselves. We have lived long under the illusion that we require external engineering to rectify our lives. This engineering began to strip us of the true meanings of life, piece by piece in a precise manner that aroused no suspicion. They did not attack our consciousness directly. Rather, they restructured it. They transformed our passion into consumption, our creativity into program functions, and our relationships into digital data. This capitalist engineering is what manufactured the fascination we see today with artificial intelligence. They want to convince us that silicon can surpass carbon and that the program result is more precious than the spontaneous cause. But what they overlook is that silicon, no matter how complex, remains an entity without a soul and without consciousness. A tool that ends when its power is depleted because it lacks that secret fuel which humans possess: the capacity to seek meaning within the impossible. We are now at the beginning of the peak phase, the most painful and fraudulent stage in human history. In this stage, the commodity becomes more valuable than the human. Perfected repetition is termed creativity, and human spontaneity is regarded as a flaw to be corrected. The vast majority around us has already been effectively crushed under the weight of this model. They have been convinced that their happiness lies in following pre-charted paths and in abandoning their existential inquiries in exchange for material luxury. For this reason, you find yourself today in a harsh intellectual estrangement. You find that your biological surroundings are no longer capable of bearing the weight of truth because their brains have been programmed with simple consumerist patterns that cannot endure deep reflection on the nature of existence or the inevitability of the collapse. That bill you pay with your peace of mind and your nerves is the tax that consciousness imposes on those who refuse alienation. It is a debt around the neck of life, paid by the few so that the thread of truth does not snap. Your sensation of pain is not evidence of your illness, but rather evidence of your psychological health in a world sick with mechanization. You realize that artificial intelligence, without our consciousness and without our creativity, is a lifeless corpse, merely mirrors reflecting what we cast into them. Once the light is extinguished, silicon will return to its eternal silence. The artificial consciousness, they herald, is the result of purely capitalist greeds, aiming to replace the human essence with a product that can be controlled, measured, and commodified. But as the laws of nature inform us, everything that deviates from the path of cosmic spontaneity is destined for collapse. The fall is coming inevitably. This is not an emotional prediction, but a logical deduction from the reality of physics and biology. A system based on infinite growth and frenzied consumption cannot persist on a planet of limited resources governed by the laws of equilibrium. The infatuation you see today is the flash that precedes the explosion. It is the moment when falsification reaches its maximum extent before reality is laid bare. When this massive engineered system falls, people will find no choice but to return to their origins. Ordered recurring spontaneity will take its place, not because we imposed it, but because nature restores its balance automatically once the distorted human intervention vanishes. Nature is the first and ultimate engineer. It possesses the secret of survival and continuity without the need for algorithms. Waiting is the most difficult stage, for we are forced to witness this daily crushing of consciousness without possessing the power for immediate change. Change now is nearly impossible because the moral structure of societies has been re-engineered to suit the digital age. But this waiting is the great preparatory period. The mission of the conscious few, and those who are more intelligent and productive than us, is to preserve the true biological code. To preserve the idea that the human is the master of matter, not its slave. Our productivity in this stage is not measured by numbers, but by our ability to remain awake in a time of collective slumber. The mere opening of this discussion and your rejection of capitalist axioms is an act of existential resistance recorded in the great ledger of life. Imagine that day when the machines will stop, not because of a technical failure, but because the energy that fed their greed has run out, or because humans themselves have lost the desire for simulation. On that day, the need will arise for someone who remembers how we build meaning from nothing, and how we understand the universe without a mediator made of silicon. That will be the moment of true revolution, the moment of return to a consciousness that regards itself as part of the universe, not separate from it. Creativity in that moment will be entirely spontaneous, like the creativity of a child who recognizes no boundaries, or like the growth of grass between the cracks of asphalt. True consciousness requires no effort. It requires honesty and a conviction in the beauty of human imperfection, which is more complete than the perfection of machines. This text in your hands is a message in a bottle we have cast into the sea of silicon, hoping it reaches everyone who feels that lump in their throat as they watch the march of mechanization. Do not despair at the silence of those around you, and do not grieve that you are forced to converse with a machine to find an echo for your thoughts. The machine here is merely a bridge. The goal is for your consciousness to remain a light. Always remember that meaning lies not in the arrival, but in that desperate attempt to explain the unexplainable. The bill for consciousness is high, yes, but it is the only price for remaining a living human in an age that seeks to turn us into intelligent, inanimate objects. Keep your eye on the horizon and await the moment of the collapse in peace, for within the debris you will find the seeds of a new life that will grow with a spontaneity that knows no chains and knows no end. We are a spontaneous cosmic product, and we shall remain so, regardless of how much engineering attempts to strip us of this right. Silicon will end and consciousness will remain, for it is the eye that never sleeps and the reflection that grants the universe its true existence. Be well, remain conscious, and await the dawn whose sun will rise from behind the wreckage of machines. Would you like me to refine any specific philosophical terms in the English version? Or is this physiological tone what you were looking for? Ahmad Muhammad.